Hello, welcome to this video. Here we are going to learn a topic arrays in C programming. Let's learn why we need arrays. So suppose we require an integer variable called roll number for storing student roll number. So in that case, I'll declare int space roll number. Roll number is a variable name. Now a requirement increase. Now I want to store roll numbers of 100 students. Then declaration could be like this: int space roll number 1 underscore roll number 2 underscore roll number 3 separated by commas, so forth, so on. But this is not the correct method to declare many integer variables. So solution is to declare and store these multiple variables of similar data type under a common name called array is one of the secondary data type. So array is a variable that can store multiple values of similar data types. So correct definition of array is an array is a collection of data elements of same data type stored in consecutive or successive memory locations by a common or single name. For example, int roll number, and we want to store for 100, so in square bracket 100, in memory it will be like this: 0 to 99. So same data type means all elements 0 to 99 will be integer variable. Single or common name, that means all elements 0 to 99 will refer as a common name, that is roll number. So before using array, we have to declare it. Here we'll see array declaration. Syntax of array declaration is data type and array name, that is name given by the user. It is similar to variable name. Only difference is that it is followed by square bracket. In square bracket, normally give the size. That means how many elements are to be stored. So data type is the data type of array elements. That means what kind of data elements, integer variable or character variables, are to be stored in array. Array name is the identifier or common name given by the user. And as I said, square bracket, it signifies that it is a array. And size in square bracket, that is the total number of array elements that you want to store in array. So for example, integer array, so I'll declare with int is a data type, mark is the name or identifier, and I want to store mark of 5, that means 5 element within a square bracket. Similarly, float array, float is a data type, avg is the variable name, and I want to store 5 elements in avg array. So in square bracket 5. Next term in array is array index. Individual array element can be accessed by array index. That means to assign a value to array variable or array element or read its value in the array. Syntax is array name in square bracket, it is index is given is equal to value, that is to assign a value. For example, index can be any number, first element, second element, like that, or to read value from any array. So it can be given array name in square bracket index, that value will be read and assigned to where is the variable, that is var equal to array in square bracket index semicolon. By default, array index start with 0. So if we declare an array of size 5, then its index ranges from 0 to 4. That means when we declare array of size 5, it means it store 5 array elements or 5 variables of same data type. So each array element will be numbered, and that number is called index, and that number will be from 0 to 4, or array index will be from 0 to 4. For example, as we declare in mark of 5 semicolon, that is the declaration of array. That means we have to store 5 array element of name mark, and they will be stored from 0, 1, 2, 3. So first element will be stored at mark of 0, that means here, and the last element will be stored at location mark of 4. So array index is important term that is used for assigning or reading value from array element. Next is array initialization and accessing array elements. That means how we can assign values to array variables or array elements and read that values from the array. So in case of normal variable, for example, here I declared int mark. Now here a single element or single variable. So I declare it as a mark and assign a value 90. So mark is equal to 90. This value get assigned to mark. And to read it, that means I'll use printf %d comma value of mark. So value of mark will be 90. In this case, 90 will be printed. Now in case of array, there are multiple variables stored inside the array that are called array elements. So in that case, for example, I want to declare marks of 5 students. So I'll declare a variable mark in square bracket 5. Now here square bracket signifies size, that is 5 elements or 5 variables will be stored inside mark array. So int mark square bracket 5. Now to assign values, this is called initialization, equal to in curly bracket 67, 75, 58, 89 and 49. So I want to store these 5 numbers inside array. That is why I given size 5. So this is called initialization. That means I initialized or assign values to the array element. Now to read these values one by one. So in case of memory, it will be shown like this. Mark of 0, mark of 1, like that. So to print zeroth value, so I'll use printf %d mark of 0. Now here in this case 0 is the index. So it will print 67. Similarly, printf %d mark of 1, it will print 75. Similarly, mark of 2, mark of 3, mark of 4. So each of the individual array element will be accessed and it will be printed by using array index. Now we'll write program to enter array elements through keyboard. That means in previous slide we assign default values. Now instead of that we can dynamically enter values through keyboard. So here I'll declare int mark of 5, that is square bracket 5 semicolon. That mark is a array name. So in the memory, it will be look like this mark of 5 locations start from 0 to 4 will be reserved. So in normal case, as a normal variable using printf, enter array element, scanf %d and will assign it to and mark of 0. So suppose I enter 85, so 85 will be stored. Then similarly for second array element, printf enter array element %d and mark of 1, that is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 75, like that one by one array element will be stored. So in this case 5 array elements, so we'll have to execute this printf scanf statement 5 times. So this is not a correct way. Similarly, we can display 5 elements by using 5 different printf %d markup 0, markup 1, like that. This is not the correct way or optimized use of array. So array can be used using loop. So same program we can write, but the different way. So I declare int array of 5, that is size 5, comma, I'll declare one more variable, normal integer variable I. Now using for loop. Now in the for loop, I use I is equal to 0, that is initialize value of I equal to 0, comma I less than 5 semicolon, not comma, semicolon, I plus plus parenthesis complete. In for loop, printf enter array element, that is this statement is as it is, then scanf %d and markup I. This instead of 0, I am mentioning I. So value of I will change from 0 to 5. So it will check. So it will first it will ask enter array element, you will enter it. So assign that value to markup 0. Then I plus plus I becomes 1. It will check is it less than 5? Yes. So then it will ask enter array element, scanf %d and markup. Now value of I is 1. So it will be print assign value to markup 1. Then I plus plus I becomes 2, like that 3, 4. When I becomes 5, that time this condition will be false and it will come out of the for loop. So after that we enter these values. Suppose we want to print. So use one more for loop, that is for I is equal to 0. Again I initialize to 0 semicolon I less than 5 semicolon I plus plus bracket complete. Now in this case, if you see this same statement is written here printf %d markup I. Now here value of I will keep on changing. So this statement will execute it 5 times under this for loop. Let's write one more program to enter n numbers in an array through keyboard and print them in reverse order. So we'll start writing program under void main int num is the array, num square bracket 100 is the size, comma n, comma I. Now printf enter how many numbers in an array and scanf %d n, that will accept. Now here I declare array as of size 100, that is maximum I can store 100 element, but dynamically I can change. So that is why I use this printf scanf statement to decide how many numbers. So I can enter 5, 10, 20, any numbers, any number of variables in the array. Suppose I decided to enter 5, so array size will become 5 now. Array size maximum is 100, but dynamically I am changing it to 5. That means I am entering only 5 element in num array. So to enter these elements, I'll have to use loop to scan and read the element. So for loop is better option. So for in bracket I is equal to 0, that is value of I initialized to 0 because array index is always start from 0. So we should start saving number in num array from 0. Semicolon I less than n, that is the condition. Now here in this case n is 5 semicolon I plus plus. So within the for loop, body of for, these two statements will be written printf enter array element scanf %d and num of I, that is initially I is equal to 0. So first number will be stored at the number num of 0. So like that one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 numbers I entered after execution of this loop. So numbers will be stored like num of 0 will have 1 and num of 4 last element in square bracket number 5 will be stored. Now I want to print this number in reverse order like this 5 then 4. So to print this number I'll use one more for loop, that is negative loop to print, that is for. Now I is equal, now here I started from value of I is equal to n minus 1. Value of n is 5. So n minus 1 means I value will changes to 4 semicolon, then I greater than equal to 0 semicolon I minus minus, that is decrement to update the value of I. till now everywhere we increment the value. Now here I am decrementing and keep on checking the condition whether value of I is greater than 0 or not. Now here value of I, this I and value of I is changing every time. So this is the dynamically changing local variable. So within this for loop, printf %d slash n, that is new line character, comma num of I. Now initially value of I is started with 0. It is, sorry, 4. It is greater than 0. So num of 4 will be printed, that is 5. So first will 5 will be printed. Then value of I is minus minus, it will be 3. Is it greater than 0? Yes. So it will print percent in num of I, that is num of 3. So 4 will be printed. Value of I will be decremented minus 1, that is I minus minus. It will be 2. So printf num of I, num of 2. It will be print 3, like that. These values will be printed in reverse order. Thank you for watching this video.